So let's look at this problem which you'll be working on. 4 over x plus 3 equals 3 minus 8 over x plus 3. What is your goal for this problem? Get rid of the denominators. But I notice here this denominator has multiple things in it. What should I do before I do any work? I'll put little parentheses around there and treat that as one animal. Now I look at this guy. This doesn't have a denominator. Oh no. Oh, it does? Well, what is the denominator? 1. Oh, see, if you want to, just to feel more comfortable with yourself, put a 1 underneath it. You don't have to, but if it'll make you feel better, you can put it there. That's like the identity property. When you divide by 1, you end up with the same answer. So you can put it there, use that property to your advantage just to make yourself feel a little better. All right, now I look here. What is my common denominator? Ooh, no. Remember, each thing in parentheses is one thing. So x plus 3 is your denominator. This whole thing is your denominator. That whole thing. So treat that as one thing. Now that means I have to multiply both sides by what then? I'll have to multiply this whole side by x plus 3. And I'll have to multiply this whole side by x plus 3. Now when I do that, what's x plus 3 divided by x plus 3? 1. Anything divided by itself, it's 1. You learned that way back in like 4th grade, didn't you? So 1, or 3rd grade, what's 1 times 4? 4. Boy, that was hard. Man, that looks so less complicated. Well, it's x plus 3 divided by 1.
X plus 3.
And what's x plus 3 times 3? X plus 3 times 3. I'm just, again, I was asked earlier, like, why don't I actually do the work? Because you would have probably made a problem or made a mistake with that part of the problem. So I'm just going to write it down as 3 times x plus 3 minus. What's x plus 3 divided by x plus 3?
1.
What's 1 times 8?
8.
There you go. Boy, that seems a lot easier, doesn't it? Next step, let's use our distributive property there. Again, something you learned back in 3rd or 4th grade. 4 equals 3x plus 9 minus 8. What should I do next? Yes? Combine. What should I combine? The positive 9 and negative 8. Those are like terms because they don't have letters on them. They're just plain old numbers. So that becomes 4 equals 3x plus 1. Ooh, now your goal is to put all the x's on one side and all the numbers on the other side. So do I have all my x's on one side? Let's see, are there any x's here?
No.
Oh, they're all right there, so we're good. So what do we need to do?
Wait, can't you just do it from right there?
You probably could, but I'm going to go through each step. Not everyone can see it like you, so you can do it your way, but I'm going to go through each step because that kid over there already knows what the answer is. But we're just going to go do our work here. What do you think your answer is going to be?
1.
Good. Let's see if you're correct. I'm going to get rid of that positive 1. How do I do that? I subtract 1. But this is an equal sign, which means what?
Same thing.
Do the same thing on both sides. If you're going to add something here, you better add it to the other side also. There's nothing else to add or subtract, so now I just write down my result. Some of you might see it now. What is x going to equal to? 1. It must, because 3 times something equals 3, right? But I'm just going to go through the work just to do it. How do I get rid of that multiplying by 3? You divide by 3. And what's 3 divided by 3?
1.
So x equals 1. So if you were quick enough to see it right here, you could say, oh, I already know that x is equal to 1 because 3 plus 1 equals 4. But I'm just going through those steps just so that I can get through it completely. So we see how that works out. So what did I need to do with my denominator? What did I need to do with my denominator? The very first thing I did. Put them in parentheses. If you don't put them in parentheses, you will probably make the mistake of treating these guys separately. Now here, did I need to put the divided by 1? Nope, because all you got to do is really just do 3 times that, yes? Just write like that. Just go step by step. And eventually, if you go step by step, maybe within 2 or 3 steps, you'll be able to do what he did, is just see, oh, I know what the answer is going to be exactly. All right. So, I'll give a tough one. 1 over 2x plus 2 over 3x minus 3 over 4x equals 5 over, oh, it should have been a 6, but over 7.
Is this in the book?
No, it's in the book. So 5 over 8. Should have been a 7, but maybe the numbers work out this way. Here's your book. So, I need to look at this, and what is my common denominator?
24?
Let's see, for the numbers, it's 24. But we also have an x down there. So it's going to be 24 and x, because that has 1x. This has 1x. That has none x. So basically, you want your least common multiple for the variables is just 1x. I don't need to make it x to the third power, because do you see an x to the third power down here? Do you see an x to the third power down here? Do you see an x to the third power down here? No. So whatever the smallest power is in this case, well, I should say whatever the biggest power is, my fault. Whatever the biggest power is, that's what your least common multiple is. Now I'm going to multiply everything by 24x. 24x. What's 24 divided by 2? 12. And what's 12 times 1? 12. And these x's go away, don't they? Good. What's 24 divided by 3? 8. 8 times 2? 16. And these x's cancel each other out, don't they? Good. What's 24 divided by 4? 6 times 3? 18. And don't these x's cancel each other out? Well, look at that. What's 24 divided by 8? What's 3 times 5? 15. Is there anything to cancel these x out? No. So I just leave it there. Well, that seems very hard, and that's a started problem. So what do I do next? We combine all these guys, because all these guys, not all these guys, but all these guys, because they're all just plain old numbers. No letters attached to them. And it doesn't matter what order you go in. I'm going to do this. Oh, what's 18 take away 12? 6, but it's a negative 6. What's 16 minus 6? 10. So this side's going to be 10. Or you could do this. 12 plus 16 is 28. What's 28 minus 18? 10. What do I do now? I just divide by 15. This marker is done, I believe. 10 over 15.
Please don't cut that out.
And can I reduce 10 over 15? I can divide top and bottom by what? 5. So your final answer, x is equal to 2 over 3. Shazam. I might not be able to play basketball, but I can do math. If you want to see any more videos, try this one. My last video is right here. And don't forget to subscribe.